You are now not by myself in your battle for justice. The Sanders Law Firm is on your team. The Sanders Law Firm is one of the biggest private harm corporations in New York. With extra than 50 years of trial experience, it is additionally amongst the most skilled and profitable companies in the state. Our New York damage attorneys have constructed a recognition on an unwavering dedication to our purchasers and a lengthy music file of excellent results. Experienced New York injury attorneys, no image. Founded in 1967 by way of Stanley Sanders, the Sanders Law Firm has grown into a large, thriving company of attorneys, paralegals, scientific consultants, and help group of workers, all dedicated to supplying the best possible stage of prison illustration to injured New Yorkers. Through the years, we have constantly performed good-sized settlements and jury verdicts on behalf of harm victims. As the end result of our success, the company has been capable to enlarge its exercise areas and bodily presence throughout the state of New York, with 6 workplaces positioned in Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, and Long Island. Today, our private damage exercise consists of car accidents, development accidents, truck accidents, premises liability, nursing domestic abuse and neglect, and workers' compensation. Other areas of illustration consist of matrimonial law, immigration law, actual estate, crook defense, company matters, and business litigation. Stanley J. Sanders based the Sanders Law Firm in 1967. He practiced regulation for greater than 50 years and left at the back of a legacy as a fierce victims recommend and committed philanthropist. Those who had the privilege to be aware of him take into account him as a one-of-a-kind individual and a superb attorney who believed in attaining justice for his consumers even if it got here at his very own time and expense. Mr. Sanders as soon as stated that, when any individual is significantly injured, their desire of lawyer is regularly the most necessary selection they will ever make, due to the fact the satisfactory of their illustration can decide the relaxation of their life. He, and the association that he built, have modified the lives of heaps of purchasers for the hire by way of in no way backing down from effective organizations such as insurance plan companies, pharmaceutical companies, the clinical industry, and governments. The distinction between our company and many different corporations is they truly don't have the power that we have, stated Mr. Sanders. It takes energy to combat electricity, and constructing the Sanders Law Firm into one of New York's biggest and most profitable non-public damage regulation corporations was once his life's work. The firm's core values, constantly honing felony competencies and knowledge, treating consumers with courtesy and politeness, and the use of the whole thing in their electricity to assist harm victims, echo the values now not solely preached, however practiced day in and day out via Mr. Sanders. Mr. Sanders graduated Brooklyn Law School in 1966 and grew to become a New York State Bar member in 1967. Over the subsequent 5 decades, he constructed his solo exercise into a pressure for these in need, representing hundreds of claimants and accrued hundreds of thousands of greenbacks for them. He used to be a member of the Nassau County Bar Association, the New York State Trial Lawyers Association, and the American Trial Lawyers Association, with admissions to the federal courts for the Eastern and Southern Districts of New York. Among his charitable activities, Mr. Sanders was once the executive vice president and fundraising vice president for 4 years at the Shelter Rock Jewish Center, the place he used to be additionally a member of the board of directors for many years and instrumental in the constructing of a nursery faculty at the synagogue. He was once a lengthy time board member of the library board of the Jewish Theological Seminary and underwrote an undertaking to repair lots of traditionally essential texts that had been broken in a flood. Mr. Sanders served as vice president and a member of the board of directors of the Holocaust Memorial and Educational Center of Nassau County for many years. He used to be instrumental in the constructing of a new museum and the renovation of the constructing in which it is housed. He also represented World Trade Center victims for free. Mr. Sanders passed away in